Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the new watercolors I got recently, and I'm also going to be doing a watercolor mixy, blendy chart where I mix every color with every other color, and I'm doing it where it will be the most vivid I could get and the palest I could get. There's also a chart where you could get like do more of one color on one block and then more of the other color on the other block, but I'm not doing it like that. So as you can see, most of my watercolors that I've recently purchased are Daniel Smith. The ones I've had from before these are Grumbacher, I think I'm saying that right, Grumbacher Academy. And the colors I had a pink, right, which is my Phthalo Crimson, or a magenta actually, and I'm not sure about the light rating in these. This is Ivory Black. The light rating says L:1. I think that's their highest rating. Turquoise, they all have that :1, so I have to assume it's the highest rating because I know for sure the black, that particular pigment, is light fast. And then I got golden yellow. Here is the Winsor and Newton, the only one in Winsor and Newton I got Chinese white, and that was like an afterthought. I was at Michael's and I'm like, hey, I should have a white. So I just picked up this one because they had very few to choose from. I got this olive green from Mission Gold, and I love this color. It's so deep and beautiful and green and glowy. Oh, French Ultramarine by Daniel Smith. And ultramarine is not my favorite color, and I'm still thinking it's not going to be one I will use a lot. Then I got this Hansa Yellow Medium. I was going to get Hansa Yellow Light, but I really wanted a yellow I could use on its own also. And it's very bright. Perylene Red. This is like a fire engine red. And it's very pretty. Burnt Umber. Wait, didn't I have? Okay, yeah, I have Burnt Umber. This is Quinacridone Gold. And I've got the new version of this. There's an old version which is supposed to be better. I actually like the new version better because I think it's more glowy, and I like the glowiness in colors. Then I have Phthalo Blue, which is like a warm blue. I think that was Phthalo Blue green version. Quinacridone Magenta. So this would be my cool red. The other one, the Perylene Red, would be my warm red. Burnt Sienna. So the only two earth colors were those, the Burnt Umber and Burnt Sienna. Mayan Dark Blue, another color that I just fell in love with when I saw it. It's so beautiful and deep. I tend to like real deep and glowy colors. And I didn't get that because of like it's not part of the basic set that I would have gotten. I just got those, the olive green and that one, because they're so beautiful. Okay, so my basic ones are really just the Quinacridone Magenta, the Hansa Yellow Medium, and I just got Hansa Yellow because I feel it's like a neutral yellow. I didn't think I needed a warm yellow and a cool yellow. But I do have the Quinacridone Gold, which is kind of like I guess you could call it a warmer yellow, but I think of that as more like an earth tone. So what I'm gonna do is put them all in these little half pans. I actually don't know if that's a half pan or a quarter pan. I'm not familiar at all with watercolors. Those four, that's the extent of my experience with them. So anything I say or do in this video is very, very, very much influenced by like what I've seen from others on YouTube, and mainly Denise from In Liquid Color. About a month ago, or maybe over a month ago, when I did my dragon drawing in watercolors, I just love working with them so much. It was perfect for me. I get like a lot of pain in my arms and stuff, in my back, and I find that I tense up a lot when I work with color pencils, which I love working with because they're pretty easy for me to work with. But when I'm done with them, I feel like I've been hit by a bus. And I found with watercolors, I wanted to work so much longer. But so I started looking watercolors up on Amazon, and one of the first brands that came up was Daniel Smith. So I actually typed in on YouTube Daniel Smith watercolors, and one of the first videos that came up was Denise's from In Liquid Color, and it was a 72 swatch, watercolor swatch by Daniel Smith. And the reason it got my attention is because her swatches were really nice and big, and I could see everything really clearly right there in the main, you know, the thumbnail. And I started watching that, and after that I was really hooked on not only that video, but like all her color swatching videos, like brands I have no plans of getting any of. I just watch them because I found them so relaxing. So if you're curious about the colors from any brands and you haven't seen her videos, go watch them. They will help. Well, they helped me so much in figuring out what colors I wanted to get. So yes, a lot of this is influenced by Denise mostly, and then a few other YouTubers where, like, I watched one video here, one there. I really do not remember who they were, but just kind of like random stuff. I was mostly because I was trying to find out the light fastness thing on the Grumbacher brand, and I was not able to find anything out on that brand. But a lot of the colors I got were I think were in Denise's main Daniel Smith watercolor palette, I think. So what I really tried to do was to get, you know, the basic colors, a warm and a cool of the, you know, the basic color system. And I've always used turquoise as my blue for mixing with colors. Like, I don't know, just as far as the colors I would choose, like if I had only 3 markers, I would choose a turquoise marker, a magenta, and a yellow, like a neutral yellow, because I've always thought of those as the primary colors, because I was lucky enough to have a printing class when I was in maybe 8th grade or something like that, and the printing company, it was taught by a printing company, and they used cyan, magenta, and the yellow. I would say yellow's like the only true primary color. So, okay, because of that, I've always thought of those as the primaries. And then the other ones, the ones that most people think of as the primaries, I've always thought of those as like just accessories to get deeper colors, or just, you know, variety. So that's kind of what I went with here also. So here I am putting them down. As you can see, you have the names. I put the names down when I edited the video, and I did this because I was horribly confused. I was so confused when I was putting these down. I don't know why I found this chart so difficult to make, But I was just all over the place and I kept forgetting things and putting colors in the wrong place. So I added the name so that you're not as confused as I was. I'm still confused during the video though. A lot of it was cut out, but there was a lot of pausing, a lot of, oh my gosh, what did I just put down? I don't remember. So there I am mixing the Hansa yellow and the Mayan dark blue. And I went, yes, I got the Hansa yellow with Hansa yellow, which is that square right there. Then the Quin gold with Hansa yellow, Perylene red with Hansa yellow, Quin magenta with Hansa yellow, and French ultra with Hansa yellow. And then the phthalo blue with the yellow, and the Mayan dark blue with the yellow, and the olive green with the yellow. That's the only one I didn't see much difference in, the olive green with the yellow. It kind of just looks a little less deep. So, okay, burnt sienna with the yellow. I'm not really sure that I love burnt sienna, and I don't really see myself using it so much other than to blend grays and neutral tones. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I do think it's necessary though. But it's just such a, I don't know, such a blah color to me. I didn't really like it, and I didn't love the burnt umber either, honestly. I kind of wished I would have gotten the raw umber. I think it's raw umber. It's like a deeper, darker, or a true brown. I think there's a color called permanent brown, and I wish I would have gotten that color because it's a beautiful color and I love it. I love what it looks like. I got these, like I said, because of in liquid colors, you know, the videos kind of led me to think that these were good choices for mixing. But I don't think, she does a lot of earthy stuff, a lot of animals, which I love. And I think that I might use them for a lot. But I like drawing mythical animals, so I might get some use out of those. Okay, so there's my first row, and after this, I was still kind of okay. I wasn't horribly confused, and I get confused like right here where I'm starting on my second column. So I'm putting my colors down, like the pure color down. Okay, you see that go blurry? I let it go blurry so you can see it. Every time I went to put quinacridone gold down, my screen got blurry. Not right there where it's all pale, but the full color. It happened also, if you notice, it skipped it before when I did it with the Hansa yellow. It just would get blurry, and it does it again later on, so you never get to see like much happen with that color as far as me painting it on. But I left that because I thought that was like interesting. It only happened with that color. And this is because I forgot to lock my focus. So see, I'm already confused. I skipped the magenta, but now I'm going back to add that. The colors did not work out the way I thought they would. For some reason, I imagined they would be brighter, like the, you know, the primaries. I imagined they would be brighter, and I don't think any color was really like super bright when I mixed it with anything. They were bright in their pure form, but not when I mixed them with anything. And the French ultramarine did this really weird thing that I actually like, but it's still weird where the Hansa yellow and the French ultramarine didn't really mix. It's like the granules were like next to each other, but not really blending into a green or a turquoisey color, because it was like a turquoisey color. I think it would be green if they had mixed more, but since the granules didn't really mix, like there's like, oh, I wish I could explain it. I'll show you later in the video so you can see it closer up. But it reminded me of this, I'll have to look up what it was, this test they did with where you could look at blue with one eye and yellow with the other eye, like, you know, separate them so you only see blue with one eye and only yellow with the other eye. And for a lot of people, it'll flash. The colors will just flash from one to another. But for me, they blend, but they don't blend. They blend into like this beautiful turquoisey yellow color. It's like blue yellow is all I could describe it as. It's a blue yellow color. If you could imagine blue yellow, it's not green at all. Well, that French Ultra with the Hansa yellow is very close to what I can actually see with that. I'll have to get a link to that video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, it was really cool. And for my son, it like the colors flashed at first, and then he was able to see this, you know, impossible color. So the colors look very bright. They just weren't as bright as I imagined they would be. Of course, when I mix Perylene Red and Magenta, you're going to get a very, very bright red, right? So as you can see right there, I kind of did that French Ultra and Perylene Red where I did one side more French Ultra and on the other side more Perylene Red, or, you know, vice versa. I did that because I was trying to get a very vibrant purple, and I don't feel that I got a very vibrant deep purple with it. So I think one of the colors I plan to get is a true purple, like a lilac. I think it was one of the ones I was looking at was quinacridone lilac, if I can recall correctly. And it was a very vibrant, pure purple color. It was very pretty. It's not a color I would normally use on its own, I don't think, but definitely for mixing, I think it'll give me, I don't know, it'll take out the work of me having to mix French Ultra with something else, or the phthalo blue with something else. I wish I had made this chart with my 4 other colors, because it really would have helped me. It would have helped me, especially with the pale colors. So wish I would have done that. When I was doing that dragon drawing and I was trying to match, like get that same background color over again, and I couldn't get it because I didn't have anything to reference, and I kept putting it down on paper. I did get it, but it was just a lot of going back and forth with the colors. Whereas if I would have had a chart, I would have, you know, at least have gotten really close to what I needed to blend. So this chart is super helpful. That's a real pretty color right there. What I got with that Quin Gold and that Phthalo Blue. Super pretty turquoisey green. There's the French Ultra and Phthalo, and I mean Quin Magenta and French Ultra. That does a really nice purple. But there's still a lot of like granulation where the colors kind of separate, and I think that's pretty. I think it's beautiful, you know, but in practice, I don't know that it will always be a good thing in practice. I think sometimes I would want a smooth green or smooth blue, and Daniel Smith colors granulate a lot, and I didn't realize this until after I had already purchased them. Even through watching all the videos, I never heard the word these granulate a lot until I purchased them. Then I heard it. But I'm glad I did. I still love them. I think they're so beautiful. And I love the granulation. It's so pretty. It's just not something I'm used to, so I think it's gonna be like, it'll, you know, I'll have to get used to it. It might not be the easiest thing for me to control. There's that neutral color with the burnt sienna. What I didn't like about that burnt sienna is I feel like it just takes intensity away from everything. Like I couldn't get, and also with the burnt umber, maybe I was not putting the colors down, like I wasn't getting enough color on my brush, because I was trying not to use it, because you know they're new, so I didn't want to waste them on like tiny squares. I felt I could do it with like a teeny little drop, and I did most of them with just taking the tube and just touching it to that plate, and then like that's all I used. Most of it I got done with just that. That olive green did a very bright green. That's another thing I think I'm gonna get is a true green color. And I'm thinking right now of phthalo green. I think that's gonna be it for my, you know, just a plain old green. And it's not a color I like because it's like grass green, but I think it will be very useful for mixing greens easily. Yeah, see, I think with the burnt umber, I just didn't put down enough pigment on the paper, and that's why all those colors look very pale. That's real pretty. The Mayan dark blue with the burnt sienna, I like that color. It's kind of like a purpley brown. or like a gray blue brown is what I would describe that as. I do think I have a very nice range going. I can't imagine any color where I would be like, oh, I need that phthalo green, because I can't make this green with these. I think I could pretty much get every color that I would need with these, or make it, you know, just make it work. But I just want, you know, just the phthalo green, a purple. Oh, and I also want, I think it was teal by M. Graham. I'm not sure. I think it was teal, turquoise teal, something like that. Cobalt teal. And I think it was by M. Graham. And I saw that color on one of Denise's her color highlight videos for, I think it was for blues. And that color, I just fell in love with it. It's so creamy and blue. It's very close to the Hansa yellow with the phthalo blue, but more like more pure turquoisey color, but very pale. It's so pretty. And I really just want that because it's so pretty. Another color I really wanted was Naples yellow, but then I found out it's cadmium color, and I'm not getting cadmium colors because, you know, I have a child at home, and I have nieces and nephews that come over, and I'm not getting anything, you know, poisonous like that. Cadmium is very bad. So here I am. I did go back. I wish I had written this information down before I did all my color swatching. It would have been very helpful for me. But nonetheless, I went in there and did it afterwards. I know you cannot see it on that Mayan blue, but I know what color that is. And you can see it if you kind of tilt the paper in certain angles. And they're writing the brand of each one. I also wrote down the pigment name. I'm not sure I will ever need this information, but I know Denise, oh my gosh, this lady's ears must be itching for me mentioning her name so much in this video. But she writes the pigment name and the actual name, pigment number, I guess, and the actual name, and she writes all that stuff in on each swatch she does. So I figured I would do it here too. I don't know. Like I said, I do not know what I'm doing right now, so I'm just kind of going by what everybody else does. And everyone I've seen, there's another lady I've been watching recently, and I love her videos. I just love her personality. Love her videos. And that was recently even after I made this video, but something, I know it has rabbit in the name. I can't remember it. But I also noticed she wrote down some of the pigments, so, or at least spoke about them. I don't know. Everybody's doing it. I'm doing it too. So here they are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you like this video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the artwork for this video and another video, because this video is super long. And there they are. So if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can see more like this. Like I said, in my next video is the artwork for these color pencils. I'm also going to be showing you the dried up little wells and how they did. And there's one color in there that did not dry up really well. I'm not sure what to think about that. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.